The movie starts in the near future. Crime in South Africa gets so bad that the government uses robot police called scouts. These robots, made by Tetraval, can't be hacked because of a special security system created by an engineer named Dion. Tetraval also makes a bigger robot called Moose, controlled by humans, designed by Vincent, who doesn't trust AI like Dion does. One day, SCOUT-22 comes in for repairs. After fixing it, the robot is reactivated and gets ready to go back to work. Meanwhile, a gang led by Ninja is running from the scouts. After a car crash, they escape and meet their boss, Hippo. He's angry about their failure and demands they pay him $20 million in 7 days or he'll kill them. To show he's serious, he shoots one of the gang members. While this happens, the scouts track the gang and call for backup. Scouts arrive by helicopter, and Hippo's men fight back with explosives. Ninja and his team can't escape without the van keys. Ninja finds the keys after searching bodies, while a scout stops another gang member from fleeing in a car. Ninja damages the helicopter so it retreats, and his team escapes, though America is hurt. The government sees the raid as a success and orders more scouts. Vincent, upset about his Moose project being ignored, argues with CEO Michelle, but she doesn't listen. Dion is summoned to the repair shop where he discovers Scout 22's battery has fused with its chest plate, making repairs impossible. He orders the robot's salvageable parts to be recycled. Elsewhere, Ninja's gang retreats to their hideout where Yolandi tends to America's wounds. Hippo calls to remind them of their deadline. The gang debates their next move, and Yolandi suggests finding someone from Tetraval with the ability to disable the scouts. An online search reveals Dion's identity as their creator. At home, Dion works on a new project to give robots artificial consciousness. After hours of coding, he succeeds and excitedly proposes his invention to Michelle. She dismisses the idea, focused solely on weapons and defense. Frustrated, Dion sneaks Scout 22 and the necessary tools, including the guard key, into his van to test his program. Before he can go far, Ninja's team intercepts him. They smash his van's windows, knock him out, and take him to their hideout. When Dion awakens, Ninja demands he reprogram Scout 22 to work for them. Despite Dion's warnings about the untested software, the gang insists. Dion repairs Scout 22, noting its damaged battery will only last 5 days, and installs his new program. When Scout 22 awakens, it behaves like a child, frightened and curious. Ninja's aggression only scares it more, so the others intervene with kindness. The robot begins to trust them, learning names and even saying its first word, watch. Yolandi affectionately names it Chappie. However, Ninja grows frustrated with the robot's childlike behavior. Wanting it trained for crime, he reluctantly allows Dion to leave, on the condition he returns the next day to continue training Chappie. At Tetraval, Vincent discovers the guard key is missing and traces it to SCOUT-22. Suspicious, he begins monitoring Dion, who is secretly researching child development to better teach Chappie. When Vincent confronts Dion about the key, Dion refuses to share it, prompting a tense encounter. Meanwhile, at the hideout, Chappie explores his surroundings, learning quickly. Ninja attempts to teach him how to use a gun, but Chappie's fear and inexperience frustrate him. Yolandi steps in, reminding Ninja that Chappie needs to learn the basics first. Yolandi begins showing Chappie random objects and teaching him their names. Soon, Chappie surprises her by copying full sentences. He even calls America by his name but refers to Yolandi as Mommy. America starts teaching Chappie as well, making the robot repeat curse words and threats to sound more gangster. When Dion arrives, he's disappointed to hear Chappie talking and acting like a criminal. He makes Chappie promise not to do anything illegal and introduces activities to stimulate his mind, such as reading and painting. Vincent secretly observes this and realizes where the guard key is. He leaves, already formulating a plan. Chappie practices painting and creates a perfect drawing of a car. The sweet moment is interrupted when Ninja pushes Dion to the ground and starts kicking him for making Chappie soft. Ninja even pulls out a gun, but Yolandi intervenes, stopping him from killing Dion. Dion escapes in his van. Yolandi tries to explain to Ninja that Chappie is like a child, but their argument is cut short when America gets a call about a potential job. Desperate to speed up Chappie's training, Ninja and America take him to another gang's base and abandon him there. Mistaking him for a regular scout, the gang attacks Chappie with pipes, rocks, and even fire. Despite the assault, Chappie refuses to defend himself because of his promise to Dion. When he gets an opportunity, Chappie escapes. Later, Chappie rests on a rock where a stray dog approaches, and he pets it gently. Suddenly, Vincent and his men surround him, using Tetravol's tracking system. Vincent hits Chappie with an electronic device, shutting him down instantly. When Chappie wakes up in Vincent's truck, he tries to resist, but Vincent cuts off his arm. Opening a panel on Chappie's head, Vincent removes the guard key, declaring that Chappie is just a machine. When Vincent attempts to cut off Chappie's head, the robot fights back with unexpected strength, pushing the men away and leaping from the truck. Although they shoot at him, causing significant damage, Chappie escapes. Vincent decides to let him go, believing the robot is now useless. Chappie returns to the hideout, where Yolandi cleans him up, furious at Ninja for what happened. America repairs Chappie using old parts, including a new arm. That night, Yolandi reads him a story about a black sheep, teaching him that his soul is what truly matters, not his mechanical parts. The next day, Dion buys a gun for protection. Meanwhile, Chappie plays with a doll, pretending it's Yolandi and calling it special. Ninja finds him and apologizes, calling himself Daddy, but forces Chappie to drop the doll. He begins teaching Chappie how to walk and act like a gangster, but becomes frustrated again when Chappie refuses to use a gun. America intervenes, teaching Chappie how to use a knife, lying that it only makes people go to sleep. Believing the lie, Chappie also learns to use shurikens and nunchucks. Ninja and America give Chappie a makeover, painting him and adding jewelry to match the gangster aesthetic. Later, Ninja plans to steal a car, telling Chappie that the owner stole from them first. Chappie approaches the car, angrily ripping off the door and scolding the owner for being a thief. He drags the man out and throws him across the street. Ninja and America scold Chappie for damaging the car and hand him a gun, assuring him he doesn't need to shoot it. Over the next few hours, Chappie steals several cars for the gang, intimidating drivers who mistake him for a scout. Eventually, Ninja and America take Chappie to an abandoned building where gangsters are watching dogfights. Upon seeing Chappie, the gangsters assume he's a scout and flee. While waiting outside, Chappie finds a dead dog and another one in a cage, which saddens him. When Ninja returns, he uses the dogs as a metaphor for life. You either die or fight to survive. Chappie, believing he is immortal, learns from Ninja that his battery will soon run out. Agreeing to help with a big heist to get a new battery, Chappie expresses his fear of dying. That evening, they return to the base and find Dion, who is devastated by Chappie's transformation into a gangster. However, Chappie no longer respects Dion, blaming him for his short lifespan. At Tetravol, Vincent uses the guard key to upload a firmware called Genesis into the Scout system, disabling all robots in the country. This causes chaos as car accidents occur, and criminals escape unchecked. Chappie collapses, and while Dion tries to revive him, Ninja blames Dion for the malfunction. He attempts to start a fight, but Dion pulls out a gun, forcing Ninja to back down. Dion drags Chappie into his van to take him back to the company. Meanwhile, Hippo learns that all scouts are offline and declares the city his. Criminals take over the streets, wreaking havoc, while the last scout collapses in front of them and is set ablaze. At the police station, human officers hastily arm themselves, despite their lack of experience, to confront the rising chaos. At the lab, Vincent watches the incidents on the news, pleased that his plan is working. He begins deleting Genesis to erase the evidence, but the process takes time. Just then, Dion arrives with a deactivated Chappie, forcing Vincent to hide. Dion connects Chappie to a computer and notices a warning about malicious code, but only quarantines Genesis for the moment to focus on Chappie. On another computer, the deletion process fails. After a few seconds, Chappie reactivates with his personality intact. Dion is eager to leave, but on their way out, Chappie notices Vincent's robot Moose and becomes curious. Dion explains that Moose is controlled by a human wearing a helmet that reads brainwaves. Chappie also spots an unfinished Scout model and expresses his desire to transfer his consciousness into it. But Dion refuses, explaining that Chappie is more than just data. He has a consciousness. Unbeknownst to them, Vincent overhears everything. Frustrated, Chappie accuses Dion of making things difficult and says he hates him before stealing Moose's helmet and running away. As police arrive to surround the building, Vincent hurriedly shuts down his computer but forgets to take the key. Dion later meets with Michelle, who demands that he resolve the situation immediately to avoid further trouble. Meanwhile, Vincent suggests to Michelle that now is the perfect time to use Moose, but she dismisses the idea. At the gang's hideout, Chappie tests the helmet on Yolandi, confirming it works with their small computer. He attempts to upload his consciousness but fails initially. After connecting the gang's computer to their video game consoles for more power, The helmet successfully picks up Chappie's essence and displays it on the screen. Now Chappie only needs money for a new body. Determined, he and the gang prepare for a heist. Blocking an armored car on the highway, Chappie kills several guards with his knife, believing he's putting them to sleep. After blowing open the car door, he tosses out the remaining guards and steals the money as reporters film from a helicopter. Chappie notices one of the guards writhing in pain and starts to realize something is wrong, but the gang drags him into their van before he can fully process it. At Tetraval, Dion discovers that Genesis originated from Vincent's computer. Confronting Vincent, Dion creates a scene but is interrupted when the news shows Chappie committing theft and murder. Frustrated, Dion storms out and Vincent seizes the opportunity to tell Michelle that Dion uploaded Genesis and created a sentient robot. He shows her the news footage as proof, prompting Michelle to authorize the use of Moose. Vincent connects his brain to Moose and sends it after Chappie, while elsewhere, Hippo sees the news and declares his intent to capture the robot. Back at the gang's base, Chappie celebrates having the money for a new body, but Ninja reveals he lied and there won't be a new body. Furious, Chappie grabs Ninja by the neck and throws him to the ground. Dion arrives to warn the gang about an imminent threat, showing Chappie a powerful weapon capable of damaging robots. Before they can act, Hippo and his men show up, demanding the money and the robot. A gunfight breaks out, but it's cut short when Moose arrives. Vincent uses Moose to crush America, ripping him in half for good measure. Ninja opens fire on Moose but retreats when bullets prove ineffective, narrowly avoiding Moose's flamethrower. Hippo and his men also attack Moose, prompting Vincent to deploy cluster bombs, which kill all of Hippo's men except Hippo himself, who hides in a pipe. Ninja tries to retrieve the money, but Yolandi drags him into hiding. Moose turns its attention to Dion, but Chappie intervenes, using the weapon Dion gave him. Chappie attaches an explosive to Moose, destroying one of its arms, but Moose shoots him, causing Chappie to lose the detonator. Hippo emerges from hiding, and he and Ninja shoot at Moose while Chappie and Yolandi flee into the building. Ninja damages Moose's camera, forcing Vincent to temporarily withdraw the robot for repairs. Dion tries to escape in his van but is stopped by Hippo. Ninja attempts to intervene, but Hippo shoots Dion. Enraged, Ninja kills Hippo with a shovel. Chappie hides Dion in the van, but Vincent fixes Moose's camera and the robot resumes its attack. Chappie tries to get the helmet but sees it destroyed by a stray bullet. He decides to go to the factory to get another one and save Dion. Ninja tells Chappie to leave with Yolandi while he stays to distract Moose. As the van escapes, Ninja prepares to fight Moose, but Yolandi jumps out with a special weapon and fires at Moose. Moose turns and kills Yolandi before Chappie can stop him. Heartbroken, Chappie uses a detonator to destroy Moose in a big explosion. Chappie takes a dying Dion to Tetraval and catches Vincent trying to escape. Chappie injures Vincent, then throws him through a window and a wall. Even after hurting Vincent, Chappie forgives him and leaves. Police surround the building, so Chappie quickly uploads Dion's mind into a robot body to save him. Grateful, Dion helps Chappie by reactivating scout robots and transferring Chappie's mind to a new robot body. When the police break in, Dion rushes outside and is happy to see Chappie alive. They go back to the gang's base to bury Yolandi. Later, the news says robot police are banned and humans are back in charge. Chappie uses an old test from Yolandi and builds a female robot to bring her back in a new form. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.